Poland's economic rise over the past 30 years or so has been truly meteoric. After regaining independence from the USSR in the late 90s, Poland's GDP per capita has increased tenfold, and there's still space for further growth. In fact, the OECD estimates that the median Polish household will actually be wealthier than their UK counterparts before the end of this decade. So in this video, we thought we'd take a look at Poland's impressive economic growth, how this all happened, and whether we should expect it to continue into the future. To understand quite how impressive Poland's economic rise
Hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's a girl VeraMoore, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to TLDR News EU, and we have, is Poland becoming a major European superpower? Well, it's time to find out. Let's go, guys.
has been, you need a bit of historical context. And that's because it's worth knowing that as a nation state, Poland has an extremely dark history. Now, that's largely because it sits between Russia and Western Europe, and as a result, it's been invaded many times, with Poland suffering enormously during the Second World War. Having been divided up by the Soviets and Nazi Germany, Poland lost a lot more people than any other EU country in Allied forces during the Second World War, amounting to over 5 million Poles, including some 3 million Polish Jews. After the war, though, Poland was fully subsumed into the Soviet Union, in part because Stalin successfully purged the country of all non-communist Polish nationalists and renamed it the Polish People's Republic. However, after the war, Poland's economy was already in ruins, and it only grew sluggishly under the Soviet Union. In 1999, though, when the communist system finally collapsed, Poland's per capita income was literally a tenth of its developed Western European neighbors. To be more precise, according to World Bank data, Poland's GDP per capita in 1990 was $1,700. For context, the UK, France, Germany, and Italy all had GDP per capitas of somewhere between $19,000 and $20,000. In fact, even poorer Western European states were significantly wealthier than the Poles. Portugal, for example, had a GDP per capita of about $8,000. Fortunately for Poland, though, things have changed quite a lot since then. And that's because Poland's economy grew steadily throughout the 90s, reaching a GDP per capita of about $5,000 by the early 2000s. Poland's economic growth then accelerated yet further from 2004 onwards, after they joined the EU, reaching a GDP per capita of $14,000 in 2008, just before the financial crisis. And today, Poland has a GDP per capita of about $19,000, literally 10 times what it was in 1990, and not that far behind Western European countries like Portugal and Greece, which have GDP per capitas of about $24,000 and $20,000 respectively, making it one of the fastest growing economies anywhere in the EU. As such, Poland has become a paradigm case of transitioning away from a centrally planned economic model into a market system and democracy. And this comparison with other similar post-Soviet economies is striking. Take Ukraine, for example. In the 1990s, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Poland and Ukraine both had similar GDP per capitas. However, in 2020, before Putin's invasion, Poland's GDP per capita was more than triple that of Ukraine. The Polish economy has also proved remarkably resilient to crises and external shocks. For example, in 2020, after the onset of the pandemic, Poland's unemployment rate, already one of the lowest in the EU, barely budged, and GDP contracted by only 3.5%, significantly less than the OECD average of 5.5%, and well below the likes of the UK, who experienced a contraction of 9.9%. So, how has this happened? Why has Poland's economy grown so quickly? Well, we can see several reasons behind this. For starters, Poland has been one of the largest recipients of EU cohesion funds, receiving a total of 213 billion euros since it joined the EU in 2004. And it's not just about the volume of money either. Poland has been using this money wisely, investing and developing both its infrastructure and agriculture. The second reason, though, is Poland's membership of the EU single market, which has allowed for the free flow of capital, goods, services, and people. Situated in the middle of the continent between Western Europe and Russia, with a large, well-educated population and solid consumer base, Poland has become one of the EU's trading hubs. And intra-EU trade now accounts for 74% of Poland's exports. Similarly, 67% of Poland's imports come from other EU member states. The third reason, though, is Poland's diversified economy. As we mentioned earlier, agriculture and manufacturing still play a significant role, but other industries are emerging, such as defense and aerospace, the automotive sector, and information and communication technologies.
Wow.
And the growth of these sectors does partly explain why Poland's economy has proven to be so resilient to external shocks. Take the automotive industry, for example, which is fast becoming one of the key branches of the Polish economy.
Wow, wow, wow. I love, 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 love. I love this. Like, Poland is really advancing, like seeing all these beauties in Poland, great innovations. It is really mind blowing. These are things we love to see. Wow, this is captivating. Let's go on.
Approximately 180,000 people now work in the sector,
Wow.
making it the fourth largest industrial employer in the country. And in terms of IT, Poland is already the #1 destination in the Central and Eastern Europe region in terms of research and development projects, driven essentially by international software companies. These new industries then, and their increasing influence in the Polish economy, has allowed them to weather storms that other countries have struggled with, diversifying and spreading their economic heft. Last but not least, though, Poland has also invested heavily in its armed forces, with plans to raise the country's defense spending to 4% of GDP, and with the aim of becoming the largest army in Europe.
Wow.
This massive investment has unsurprisingly led to an influx of large aerospace companies from Western Europe and North America setting up in Poland, with one area of the country now even dubbed Aviation Valley. But even with these four impressive feats, how far can Poland go? Could they really overtake more established EU nations such as Portugal or even Spain? Well, no one can know for sure, but there are at least two reasons for optimism: its highly educated labor force and high levels of foreign direct investment. First, let's take a look at the labor market, because the Polish labor force is highly educated. According to the Programme for International Student Assessment, in 2018, Poland was the major European country with the highest overall PISA score, finishing just above the United Kingdom in second place and Germany in third. And the results of this are a huge number of highly qualified Polish developers and IT professionals, which is clearly good for the long-term health of the country's economy. The second reason for optimism, though, is a high level of foreign direct investment. In fact, in 2019, Poland ranked third in Europe in terms of greenfield investments, attracting $21.8 billion of investment. Examples of this include Northvolt's $200 million investment in Gdansk, which will establish the largest factory in Europe for energy storage solutions, creating over 500 well-paid jobs. Other examples include Microsoft's $1 billion digital investment, which includes its first data center in the region, providing cloud services to businesses and governments, or Google's $200 billion data hub in Warsaw. Obviously, all of this should be taken with a pinch of salt. No one knows how this will pan out, and the last few years have shown us that economic forecasting is definitely more of an art than a science. Nonetheless, Poland's fundamentals look good, and it's at least possible that they end up converging with their Western European neighbors sometime soon. But Poland isn't the only country underestimated and under-discussed. In fact, there are fascinating places all over the world which you maybe have never even heard of. So, our friends over at Wendover Productions have a whole series where they dive into how and why some of the world's most remote settlements exist. From remote communities in the middle of Australia to why one of Italy's most visited places is dying. That series, Extremities, is exclusively available on Nebula, the streaming service that we're building with a bunch of our creator friends, many of whom you likely already know and love. And if you sign up to Nebula, you'll find all of our videos ad-free and occasionally before they're even released on YouTube. On top of that, you'll also find a whole bunch of TLDR explainers available exclusively on Nebula, plus an extended version of our show, The Daily Briefing, every single weekday. As I say though, there's more than just TLDR on Nebula. There's a whole bunch of other original series that we know you'll love, like Real Life Law's Incredible Modern Conflicts, which breaks down contemporary disputes around the world, Neo's Underexposure, which runs through contentious and controversial topics you wish you'd always know more about, and of course, Extremities. All of these things are exclusively available on Nebula, just like our extended daily briefings and a whole bunch of other exclusive TLDR content, which will never make it to YouTube. So if you want to sign up, the best way to do it is using our link in the description, which, with our special discount, gets you the whole service for just a couple of pounds a month. A couple of pounds which doesn't just go to some weird sponsor, but directly goes to educational creators like us. And that helps us out a whole lot, as does watching on Nebula more generally. So thanks for signing up, and we'll see you on Nebula.
Wow, this is super amazing, really impressive. I love. Say, I love Poland and Poles. I wish them all the best. Greetings from Italy. Oh my gosh. Poland is so beautiful. I mean, look at all what it listed, the innovation, the inventions. It is super impressive, right? They have good orientation. Honestly, I wish that Poland continues to prosper. It is a blessed country, and I love Poland so much. Poland deserve every good thing happening to them right now. I love the fact that they keep evolving. They keep evolving. They keep, they want to become better, and they are really outstanding, I must confess. The truth is that I've never been to Poland, but I've seen a lot of videos about Poland, and they are really impressive. Poland is becoming so great. Oh my days. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on these videos? Drop a comment down below. I totally enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, give it a huge thumbs up, and please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, join Veracity. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell, so you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that's, guys, see you in my next video. Love you. Bye, guys.